And I've seen some things that are good and things that are not so good. But I've been wanting to have this conversation because it's been something that I have thought about over and over and over again when it comes to us as Black women coaches, healers, versus our white counterparts who become very easily household names. Okay, so I want to welcome you again to this conversation. All right, so let's get this party started. So again, I've been in this industry for like 8 years, and what inspired me, or who inspired me to get in this industry, was this beautiful Black woman. Hey, everything, Erin. By the name of Rosetta Thurman. She's also known as the Happy Black Woman. So if you've ever seen anything about Happy Black Woman, Rosetta Thurman is the queen of that platform. She is an amazing coach and teacher. Thank you. Um, Teaching Black women how to start their businesses, how to um, build their platforms, etc. So I came upon her from another person who shared her stuff on Facebook. This is when Facebook was the place to be. Okay. And so I saw that she had a podcast. And so I was like, okay, so I'm a Black woman. I want to be happy. So why not tune into this beautiful brown mocha skinned goddess with the natural hair, right? That has this podcast. So I started listening to the Happy Black Woman podcast. And thus, listening to the Happy Black Woman podcast brought me to my mentor and coach, Abiola Abrams. So, hello, Goddess Ocean Summer. So, in being able to have found those two Black women, I considered myself very blessed because, I didn't work directly with Rosetta, but I did purchase quite a few of things from her, and I still listened to the Happy Black Woman podcast, attended some of her classes and everything else, learned a ton from her. Okay. And, oh, this sunlight is kind of getting to me. And then, of course, I worked with Abiola for years, right? So I bring those two women up because I give them a lot of credit for me being who I am, where I am right now. But here's the power, here's the gap that annoys me. These powerful women have a real following and do great work as coaches, as teachers, content creation, all of that. But they're still not at the level that their white counterparts are at. And I find that very disturbing and unnerving. And this isn't new. This isn't new. This isn't something that just happened, right? But for me, this is something that has been on my mind like for the longest. So what made me pose this question, I was listening to an audiobook by Jen Sincero called You're a Badass with Money. Because I'm always trying to help Black women with our money blocks. Because even though I've made leaps and bounds with my own issues with money, I know that this is a continued journey. And, I just want to get someone else's, take on some things. So I was listening to the book. I'm enjoying the book. Jen Sincero is talented at what she does. I like her book. She's a Leo, I found out. So, of course, Leos, Leo power. So the book is great. But I was sitting there and I was like, where are the Black women doing this? Where are the Black women who are as well known? You know, because you can look on Audible and see how you know, famous her series of books are. And yes, ma'am, I am. Hi, Goddess Nikki. Um, and see just how much people love her books. They listen to it, download it, give reviews to it, recommend it, all of those things. And, you know, good on her, good on them. I'm not knocking it. But when I go to look at some of our people who are also in the self-help spiritual arena, it's not the same. And we may be giving, thank you, so much information, and it doesn't pale in comparison. So I want y'all to drop into the comments right now. I want you to tell me who's the first Black coach or healer that you can think of, that you know of, that maybe might be kind of big or whatever. But I want to see what your answers are on that. So drop that in the comments. Who is a Black coach or healer that immediately you think about when you think about someone in that space? No right or wrong answers, but I just want to see. Okay, Queen Anya. Okay. So one of the answers I got from one of the beautiful women who is on this live stream right now watching, which is Dr. Michelle, one of the answers that she gave, and I felt it to my core when she said this. She said it's a lack of support and it's a community issue, and no truer words have been spoken. We as Black people have been trained, Queen Afua. I kind of figured that's who you were talking about, but I wasn't sure. But that's okay. That's okay. Because she is rather big in our community. But we have been trained in our community to not really support each other. You know, there's an old saying that, you know, I'm from the South, grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and a saying was, the white man's water is colder. Yeah. See, we have that conditioning that we associate whiteness with what is right, what is correct, what is powerful, what is knowledgeable, etc. True, they're the ones that created the game, but that doesn't mean that we can't learn it and teach it to one another in a powerful way, and do it in a way that still aligns with who we are as a people. But that mentality of the white man's water is colder is really, really stopping us from reaching the heights that we could reach. And there's this double standard that we hold Black businesses to that we don't do for anybody else. We expect Black businesses to charge less and give more. We do the same thing with Black coaches. I encounter this all the time of someone talking about my prices. And I'm like, the price is the price. Because I can guarantee you, because of our priorities of how we are, and I'm not picking on Queen Bee, so don't come for me, okay? But I'm just saying, if Beyonce went on tour, hello Sherelle on Substack, if Beyonce went on tour right now and said she is bringing back Renaissance and Cowboy Carter to do another tour that's going to combine the two of those, y'all will be on it like a tick on a dog, quickly. Because not only will you buy your tickets to go, but you're going to get a new outfit, You're going to get your hair done. You're going to make sure you got transportation on lock. And with the transportation, that's either paying for high-ass gas that is high right now, or you're going to Uber there. Or if you live somewhere like here in ATL, you're going to take MARTA. You know, you're going to do something to have to pay for your transportation, pay for your outfit, pay for your hair to get done, pay for your nails to get done, pay for your ticket. You're also going to probably eat afterwards because you're going to be so hyped that, you know, you had hell of a night dancing and having a good time. Of course, you're probably going to get something to eat afterwards. So all of this money for one night. One night. And I'm not knocking concerts. I love a good concert. I haven't been to one in years because I just really don't like large crowds. But when I get over myself and go to a nice concert, I like a good concert. I really do. But our priorities. But let's go back to the double standard of what we expect from Black businesses. We expect Black businesses to roll out the red carpet for us and charge very little money, have like excellent service, excellent, you know, food or excellent whatever. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't expect that. I'm not saying that at all. But have that same energy for the business that's not Black. We will literally shop and patronize businesses that don't want us there. We buy so-called luxury brands that have created things with blackface, who the people who are those designers have literally said they don't want us in it. And we will fight tooth and nail just to wear that name on our bodies. How many Black brands are y'all doing that with? So we do this and we have this double standard and we treat it like white is better or anything that's not Black is better. Black people, you know, I hear this all the time. Well, we don't know how to run business. We don't treat our customers right. We don't do this. We don't do that. We don't pat our heads and rub our stomach while hopping on one freaking leg at the same time. Like we expect so much from each other, but not from anybody else. And it shows up in the coaching community too. The other thing is we don't really share when someone is doing something. Like I'm on a mission now more than ever. And I've always really done this. Like if I have a woman that comes to me for coaching, and after our discovery call, I realize we're not really in alignment like that. If I know of someone who would be better in alignment for that woman, I'm sending her to that Black woman coach, that Black woman healer. I'm sending that woman to her. Like, you know, might not work with me, but come check my homegirl out because she specializes in, you know, helping you heal your wound or whatever the case may be. But once we've worked with these coaches, these healers, we are so quiet, radio silence. And I don't know if it's because we feel ashamed to tell other people that we went to a Reiki healer to get a reading, we got coaching or whatever. We went to Dr. Michelle to help us heal our issues with our relationship problems. I don't know. But what's wrong with telling people about something that helped you? What's wrong with, especially if that something or someone that helped you looks like you? Referrals grow business. This of us being on social media, that's only part of it. It's not an easy thing to do. This is only a fraction of what we do to drum up business. But if we're not getting referrals, if all you're doing is saying, oh my God, you helped me so much, you're so great. And I love and appreciate that. I love it to Della Reese's pieces. I really do. I want to just like hold you in my heart forever. And I do. But can you send me some business? If the reading I gave you was on point, you can't tell nobody else to come get a reading from me. If that Reiki helped you sleep that night better than you slept in years, you can't send nobody to me. If my coaching and holding you accountable helped you achieve even one of the goals that you have, you can't send somebody to me and say, hey, you got goals you need to meet, go see Allison. And we don't do that. But you know who does do that? White people. You can have, and this takes me to my next point, they can be the most mediocre and give like the most bare bones advice of shit that you already know. And they will support each other. They will share each other's stuff. They will do all of that. So real talk, when was the last time you shared a Black coach or healer's post and you didn't just like it? When's the last time you did that? And when I say share it, I mean you yourself said, look, this is powerful. Y'all need to get with this. Because I'm going to tell you, I've seen way too many of mutuals and Black people share things from Mel Robbins, Brené Browns, Gabby Bernsteins, and will share it with great enthusiasm. And again, it's not about turning your back on those people. But again, it's the same energy for somebody that looked like you. Give that same energy. So what white coaches get that we don't, their mediocrity gets rewarded with reach in a way that we just don't. Look at how social media works. Look at how the algorithm works. You can be the most mediocre white woman or white man and say something that might be reasonably right, and immediately you're viral. Everybody has seen you. Everybody likes your post, engages with it. They're coming to your lives by the hundreds. But for us, not so much. Unless we fit into this particular box. And usually that box is something stereotypical. And then we ourselves will gravitate towards the drama. We love the drama. We love a show. We want to go to the lives where a panel of people are sitting there where you got Black women versus Black men. And this is a conversation I am sick of having. I am sick of seeing that. Black women versus Black men. Who else is doing that? But we won't come into a circle like this with someone like me who wants to heal all of that part of you so that you can have a better relationship with other Black women and other Black men. We like to feed into the drama. But the mediocrity of somebody that is not Black, they get rewarded. And this is a compounding effect, mind you. Small early support snowballs into audiences, book deals, podcast reach. And this is not that white coaches are doing anything wrong. And again, I listen to Jen Sincero. I like her. I like Gabby Bernstein. The other two that I've named, they all right. They just don't say nothing that moves me. And that's okay. I also listen to Brendan Burchard. Love him. I don't like Tony Robbins. I don't like Tony Robbins. I got my own beef with Tony Robbins, and we'll talk about that another time. Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V. I like Gary V. But none of them are walking on water, and yet they get huge audiences filled with people of every race, nationality, dying to work with them, paying thousands upon thousands of dollars for their weekend events, their online events, their coaching. And you got Black people who are paying these people. But then when I, Dr. Michelle, any other coach, Black coach, say, here's my program, this is what it costs, oh, that's too much money. In comparison with those folk, I'm really not. I really don't cost that much. But excuse me for trying to make a living. But we don't have that same energy. The algorithm does not love us. Okay, Lama Rod Owens often raises this important issue. He's a Black Buddhist and a friend. Listen, I'm sure other Black people who are spiritualists and coaches talk about this. I've come across a couple of us. I love that we're talking about it, and we need to continue to talk about it because there's some stuff within us that we need to undo. We need to heal. The next thing is we have a trust problem. There's so many scammers that are inside our community, but you know what? There's a hell of a lot of them outside our community too. So why are we holding everybody hostage to a few scammers? Two that were brought up the other day, Cheyenne Bryant, and what's that girl, Stormy Wellington? Hold on a second. Bringing them up. By right, because yeah. But just because they are the way they are doesn't mean that everybody's gonna be that way. We got to use our discernment. We have to use our discernment. And not distrust every Black healer and coach that's out there. Now, part 2 of this is already live on Substack, where I talk about how Black women actually do make the best coaches. So you might want to check that out. But we got to use discernment. Let our spidey senses tell us when something just ain't right about somebody. And learn to lean into that. Because here's the thing with coaches and healers. If you're the one spending your money with them, you have a right to interview them. That's the whole point of discovery calls, is to see that, are we copacetic? Are we supposed to work together? Or whatever. Can we work together? Because it's not just for me to look and talk to you, because that's why in my discovery calls, you do the talking. because I need to see where your head is. I need to see, is this somebody that I'm going to be able to actually help, or do they need something that maybe goes deeper than what I can offer? Maybe she needs to go to somebody else that can actually do what needs to be done. Because I have friends who are coaches, but they're also therapists. And if that's something that this person needs, I'm going to refer them to that person. Because coaches are not therapists, although some therapists are coaches. So here are the things that I feel like we need to work on as a community. Hello, Goddess Naylin. The first thing, in the community, we need to define what community means to us. We are not a monolith. We're not. I don't want us to try to be a monolith. I do think there are some things we need to be in lockstep with together, but we're not a monolith. So you need to ask yourself, what is it that you need from community, from your community? And what are you willing to bring? Because it's a reciprocal. It's a reciprocal. I can't take from the community and not give something back. And while I'm here, this brings up when we, as now, are boycotting a lot of the non-Black businesses in our communities, because those businesses take from our communities and don't give nothing back. And we're still patronizing them. We're still going to their businesses. Not everybody, because I have sworn off that. However, you can still look online and see people that are still shopping at Target, that are still going to the Asian businesses, that are still doing all the things that we said we were not going to do. I had made a post about that, how there's a Target right up the street from my house. And baby, when I say this was my Target, when I was a faithful Target shopper, baby, you would find me up in there every payday. Grab my Starbucks and my red cart, and we just gonna take a nice little stroll all through the store and pick up stuff that I need and some stuff that I don't need. But you know, back when I used to go, that fairy dust they sprinkle on you when you first walk in just make you want to buy stuff that you don't need. But I would do that. Baby, the money I have saved by not going there no more, just for me standing on business, that I'm not going to shop there no more. I have saved a lot of money. I have saved a lot of money. And I refuse to go. I don't miss it. I used to. Like when it first started, I would miss it. I was having a little withdrawal, I know. But now, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about going there. It's like that's not my first place that I think of when I need something to go to. But we need to start thinking about that as a community. What do you need from the community? And what are you willing to bring to the community? And we as coaches and healers have a responsibility to not just take from the community, but to also give to the community. The next thing we need to do as a collective, we need to work on the energetic money blocks that we have. The scarcity mindset, the romanticizing of struggle, because if you think that does not contribute to the lack of our supporting one another, think again, because it's all energy. It's all energy. And it all comes from a place of lack. And again, romanticizing struggle. Because if I feel like I'm struggling, why am I going to help you You know what I'm saying? Why am I going to do something for you? Because I need you to be struggling too. Nothing worth doing or having we shouldn't have if we're not going to struggle for it. That's a whole other thing. And by the way, in my book, The 7 Steps to Liberation, Spiritual Liberation for Black Women, which is a good book, by the way. I highly recommend you get it. If you are on your journey of deconstruction and you are looking to have some liberation in your life spiritually to help you mind, body, and spirit, pick it up. But I talk about this as far as the scarcity mindset. And I also talk about the struggle. I talk about that as well in my other book, Starting Over at 40. Because we romanticize struggle. We romanticize like struggle love. Oh my goodness. Whew, boy. I'm glad we're waking up from that one though. We're starting to wake up from that one. I'm glad. And thank you, Dr. Michelle, for the work that you do to help people relieve themselves from the shackles of struggle love. Can I get an amen? Oh. But I also talk about this a little bit more in my membership, which is Rooted and Radiant, the Sacred Sisterhood. That's my membership that you can be a part of. We're going to be talking and we're going to be diving deep into the money block thing because it's important that we talk about this and get that stuff under control. The next thing that we need to start doing is more shadow work about how our religion, the religious conditioning, is still affecting us. Because again, if you don't think that these things are not interconnected, think again. They absolutely are. Religion and the religious conditioning that has a hold on us as a community affects us in so many ways that I will probably let this be a whole other thing that I talk about, because it is the stronghold of going back to the struggle thing, going to the I'm not worthy, and all of these different conditionings that we've endured. And it's so funny, I just watched a TikTok video of a young lady talking about religious trauma. And she was talking about how if we think about how we came to be and in as far as having Christianity in our lives, the way that it has us in a chokehold as far as how we move in life, the forgive and forget, the turn the other cheek, the tithes and offering that is always thrown up in your face by your church, the different levels of patriarchy and how that affects a lot of how we move in the Black community, and on and on and on. And yes, it is all connected to everything that we just talked about. All of it is. I promise you it is. If you sit and think about that. So if we do the shadow work and the deconstruction from Christianity, or basically all of the Abrahamic religions, because they all have that same toxicity about them. Hello, goddess. You can still use, because listen, hoodoo. And more Black Americans, we need to really start leaning into hoodoo. We really do. Because that is ours. That is ours as Black Americans. But yes, deconstruction as a path to our healing is really key in all of this. for us. So which of these 3 points, as far as the defining community, doing work around money blocks, and the shadow work around religion, which of those 3 hits you the hardest? Which of those 3, thank you, hits you the hardest? Which is the one that you feel is something that you need to work on for yourself? So like I said, this is just part of an ongoing conversation. I'm going to be talking about this stuff all week long, and maybe longer, depending on how much deeper I want to go in this. Because when I sit down and started writing these posts, thinking about my notes of doing this and putting these teachings together, it started running deep. And I was like, shh, this could turn into another book, to be honest, because I am extremely passionate at this point of us as Black women, especially leaning into who we are naturally. And again, go to my Substack, read my post from today where I talk about how Black women make the best coaches and healers, especially for our community. So please check that out. And I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow on my live. Okay. So if this landed for you, I hope you sit and meditate in this and think about these things. And also, I want to encourage you to join my membership, the Rooted and Radiant. There is room for you, sis. You get all this beautiful magic that I have to offer. And yeah, so let's pull a card. Because after talking about this with us in the community, let's see what the ancestors got to say. So let's pull from Secrets of the Ancestors and get a little parting message from them. Goddess Halleck, yay! Dr. Michelle said, definitely landed. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's see what the ancestors got to say. Because, ooh, child, I got so much more to say. So, yeah, this might turn into a book. I'm not even going to lie. Because I promise you, I really want my people to it's time for us to step into this power that we have, that we know we have, and own that shit. Let me see what card came up. Look at this. Let me calm down. I'm going to calm down. Creature of Earth, take charge. Take charge. Creature of Earth said, take charge. See, you can't make this shit up. You really can't. I mean, I'm a very creative person, but even on my best day, I can't outdo spirit and the ancestors. I can't. I cannot. So the word says focus. Take responsibility for every aspect of your life. Eventually, your hard work will pay off and you will see the success you desire. Be loyal to your own dreams. Somebody type in the comments, I am loyal to my dreams. I am loyal to my dreams. Type that right now. Patience is required. Slow and steady wins the race. Presently, it is about being solid and stable. When you are uncomfortable with emotions, your own or other people's, you are robbing yourself of experiencing true intimacy. Be vulnerable. That right there. Being vulnerable is really hard for us. That's another energetic block that I am so determined to help Black women get past. And I know we've been hurt anytime that we show any type of vulnerability, and that this world has made us build up an armor on the outside and the inside that has been just, we've been torn down, we have been beaten, we have been treated like the worst of the worst. But when I tell you, my sisters, if we will just do this work, if we will just get this in our spirit, if we will just take charge of our own damn lives, instead of waiting on somebody to come and save us, I promise you, the ascension that we will experience. Being vulnerable means allowing yourself to be uncomfortable and still be open. Make space for others to be vulnerable with you as well. This ancestor, the animal spirit of Earth, is known as the sand fox or pale fox. For the Dogon people of Mali, the fox is a sacred animal who works with divining priests to grant you guidance you can trust. So here is the declaration / affirmation. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I am determined to finish what I've started. I don't know where spirit and the ancestors are taking me with this message, but I tell you what, I'm excited about it. And I'm ready to openly welcome every Black woman who wants to come on this journey and let me be the one that guides you. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, Goddess, I am determined to finish what I started. Yes, I love that, Goddess Ocean Summer. All right, y'all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. Please go check out my Substack posts. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more on Substack because I've been kind of neglectful. You're welcome, goddesses. But I appreciate you. I love you. I believe in you. I see you as blessed because you are. I see you as abundant because you are. Now go out there and do the doggone thing. All right? All right, y'all. Bye for now.